Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my my review for Love and Marriage DC. Okay. Look, I don't think I'm gonna do live reviews for Love and Marriage DC anymore. While I like the show, I like watching it. I'm going to keep reviewing it. I think I'm going to start doing premieres for this because not enough JayBirds, you know what I'm saying, really watch this for me to want to do it live. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward because y'all know a live is supposed to be with a lot of people who watch the show. And this is, I can just admit, not a lot of people is watching Love and Marriage DC for me to do these Sunday reviews. Plus, I feel like it'll be other shows coming on in February, so I can still, you know what I'm saying, figure it out and do something else on Sundays. But I'm like, I just don't think a lot of people watch the show. And, you know what I'm saying, I can just record it and upload it and then kind of be able to relax a little bit and whatnot. Okay. But thank you to those who are here so far in the live. Thank you for being around here. Yes. Thank you all. Yes. Okay. Also, the Grammys come on tonight. Potomac is going to be on tonight. So I will have a live at 10 p.m. tonight. I'm going to do a live after show chit chat for Potomac. I also believe the Watch What Happens Live with Robin will possibly be on today at 9:30. So I'm thinking, okay, that today at 10, we're going to do a live after show chat for Potomac. So that way tomorrow I can review the Grammys because the Grammys is on. So I got to do the Rock Nation brunch, the Clive Davis party. It's so many looks for me to pull up. So that's going to be tomorrow. Okay. Just kind of updating y'all on what's going on and whatever because it's thing to do. Now, this is not going to be a long live either because I also felt like this episode of what's this thing called? Of the DC people. It wasn't that much going on. Carlos was like, oh, this is going to be an amazing season. It's going to be so entertaining. And in my opinion, it has been better than season 1. That I can admit. It has been better than season 1. However, I still feel like not a lot has went on. Okay, not a lot has went on, so it's just a bit different. Okay, now look, y'all already know how to do a couple things to make sure that you have already subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you will also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG and also on IG and also on Twitter. Y'all know to also like the video, okay, comment in the comment section, share the video, whatever, and hit the notify me button. Okay. Yes, I'm here. Hi. Say hello to all the people around here. There's one braid that they put in the middle of my head. It's gonna get on my nerve until March. I don't know why they put. I don't know why they. Girl, I don't know why they in this girl, but it is really just irking my nerves or whatever. Okay, but it is what it is. But let's get into the things we're ready to get into, because again, come back tonight at 10 for the Housewife of Potomac After Show Chit Chat. Come Ryan tomorrow at 9 for the Grammy weekend recap. That's the Grammy show. That is the Rock Nation brunch fashion, the Clive Davis party fashion, and all that jazz. Okay, now, okay, let's get into the quick episode and start with Clifton and Joy. I feel like they either don't know what to do with Clifton and Joy, or Clifton and Joy is just boring. With them being a newer couple, I'm like, why are we not getting more scenes with them? Why are we not getting to know them? I mean, excuse me, seeing them shop for some beard oil, I was like, sir, is the beard oil line even real? Like, how are we watching you shop for beard oil? And I just, girl, but you're supposed to watch these shows and be on these shows and promote on these shows. So I get it, but I feel like I was just a bit bored. Now I know he wants to expand his product, whatever. Okay, cool. They then get to discussing their wedding. Okay, Joy says that she never really wanted a wedding. Okay, she doesn't. Meaning she just don't want to have the big party. She don't want to have to plan a wedding, flowers, bridesmaids, all that stuff that comes with planning a wedding. She just wants to get married. She wants the marriage. And I've always said, people look weird. People who have these weddings, who are more engaged to have this big party for other people than really wanting to be married, honey. And my nose is running. To be married and have a marriage, it's kind of weird to me. So what I can appreciate is Joy saying, I really want to get married to you and not have a wedding to promote to other people. Now, Clifton, oh, you don't want a wedding? Well, she's like, Joy had the best point. We met on TV. We got engaged on TV. We are not dating on TV or whatever. What will be just for us? What will not be for other people's enjoyment of watching us? I said, that's a good point. I can agree. I think that's a wise thing to say. Now, when Clifton said, we know black love, people love black love. And I feel like, they watch us and we are making an example of black love because they saw us. Oh, I was like, Clifton, shut up. Be quiet. That was a very much so, I just want to be on TV answer. She had a great question. You know what I'm saying? We've already given a whole lot to the census of people who want to watch us. Why can't our wedding be just for us? Not saying I don't want to marry you. Not saying I don't want to have a wedding. It does not have to be a big public spectacle. Okay? And I agree. But I was like, Clifton, shut up. Be quiet. Stop it. A part of me feel like Clifton loves being on TV, which is fine. But when your fiance is saying, I want to marry you, but I don't want it to be a whole big old to do. Okay, baby, for this, okay, this time we'll go down, we'll have something real small. And in 5 years, can we then have a big wedding? Sure. So I just did not like how Clifton was trying to pushing for this big to do. What her point was, we've already done a lot on TV. Let's have this one thing for us. She's not saying let's leave the show. She's not saying let's not be on TV. This can our wedding, not be this big old thing. Okay, I'm leave that be. That's all we got of Clifton and Joy this whole episode. Let's move on to Arena and Winter. Now I know people don't like winter. I am not one of those people. I like winter. I like Winter because she's logical. I also feel like hold on, y'all. Okay, I like Winter. I think Winter is logical. I think she is sensible. I think she can be messy, as everybody on the show can. Um, I think people are still holding on to stuff from last season, and I wish they wouldn't. I feel like I think everyone last season, in some way or the other, was doing too much. Everyone, my little slushy. Everyone did too much last season, but it seems people just don't like Winter. And I still feel like the real issue is the fact that Monique played a part in helping Arena and Ashley just not like Winter. And I think people are forgetting Carlos was the person asking Winter if she had her stuff and had proof of stuff that people said. And she said, well, yes. Carlos was the one asking if she had receipts. It wasn't Winter. I also feel like they were all fussing back and forth in it on social media, but people seem to only want to hold Winter accountable as if no one else said anything messy about her or her life. That's the part I don't understand. And I feel like if this is supposed to be a whole new season, we can't keep holding on to the BS of last season. Because if we're going to ignore the fact that Monique helped the BS being spread, we can't not put all that heat just on Winter. That's my opinion. Okay. Now, Arena, in my opinion, is also just stuck on being mad with Winter. And I'm like, well, why? It's really no real reason for her to be mad with Winter. I feel like now that everyone on this show, except for Clifton and Joy, this is everyone's second season on the show. You know, first season, not everyone should know things were a bit weird. With how they all interacted last season. Let's have a fresh start. But Arena wants to hold on to her anger from last season. I don't know why, because we should not do that, okay? And she wants to kind of prove we're not friends. I'm like, no one on the show is friends. Arena and Ashley ain't even really friends, okay? Truth be told, they're co-workers. Everybody on here is co-workers getting to know each other. Because as we see, everyone keeps saying how someone don't know someone. We see Jamie saying they don't know my son. Everyone is saying how somebody else don't know them. So to me, Arena trying to make it seem like Winter wants to be a friend and we're not friends. I think everybody's clear on that. But holding on to the anger is childish. Because on these shows, everyone sends receipts and DMs and gossip and stuff to people on these shows and to bloggers as well. So I feel like Arena trying to make it seem as if Winter went looking for dirt. I don't think she went looking for dirt. I think people, as they always do, people who are on these shows get these messages from people who don't like other people. Oh, you don't like Arena? Guess what? I got some gossip on Arena. Let me DM us because I get those same DMs. I don't post them. I don't know they were facts. But if I knew said TV person and we were on the show together, I was like, girl, look what they sending. Do you know these people? Girl, you see that? I would also want them to know what's being said and spread about them. My opinion. Now, she wants to make it seem like Winter was also talking about her son. I'm like, you told Winter to read the DM that she got. I would say, let me see what it is. Winter, in my opinion, was not talking about Jason. Winter was telling Irena somebody was telling her about Jason. And the fact that Irena even said in her confessional that she had already heard that stuff from 2 years ago. I'm like, so you had heard the same gossip about how you and Jamie, didn't really raise him and send him away or whatever to party. If you had heard that 2 years ago, why are you upset that someone told that to Winter? Because truth be told, Winter wouldn't have known that because she didn't know you 2 years ago. Again, no one on this show is friends. Winter would have not known anything that happened with Arena, Jamie, or Jason, 15 years ago, because she didn't know them then. She don't know their asses now. So in hindsight, I feel like Arena holding on to this upsetness is just petty. Because she's still mad. Girl, to me, she's mad at Jay. Don't leave that be. But I feel like, there's no need to really stay mad at her. Move on. Okay, they sent you that. Girl, I already heard that. What you got else? What's next? Nothing. Okay, then we cool. You don't have anything that I did not already know was being said about me in these Potomac, Baltimore streets. And that's the part that aggravates me is Arena is not using common sense. She's not being logical. I feel like when she said, I already knew that, we already knew that stuff was being said about us. And if you knew that, then why are you upset or shocked that someone also told that to Winter? And then for her to say, why didn't you delete it? Girl, again, do you want to resolve? Because some people want to stay fussing. Some folk want to resolve things. Arena was not trying to resolve anything. She just kind of wanted to stay upset. I'm leaving me. Girl. So there, Arena getting up and walking off. I was like, okay. 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 And the fact that we know within the season, Winter becomes cool with people on the show. I feel like had Raina just said, you know what, you heard whatever stuff, whatever. You told me what it is now, let's move on. But to hold on to it as if Winter was trying to purposely harm your family's reputation when it seemed like you already knew there wasn't such a good reputation is I don't get it. I don't understand. But again, they say they're not friends. No one on here is friends. So it's fine to me. But at least Arena and Winter had a conversation. It didn't go very far. I don't think Arena was even open to really hearing Winter because she's still mad, and she's a mother, and if she feel like someone has come at her kids and she want to be pissed, that's fine. But I also feel like as a grown adult, if you can't hear someone out, then you're doing more harm than good because you're making tension where it doesn't really need to be tension. This, in my opinion, if Winter was being messy with that, I would call her out, but I just don't see that. Anyway, now Ashley's meeting with her mama. This was crazy because we have two people who lived a situation that they both see two different ways. And the fact that Ashley said, I'm going back to my mom. I'm going back to our family home. I ain't been there in 20 years. I'm like, so do you... I feel like when someone says they're going to their family home and they have not been there in 20 years, I feel like, so do you never visit your mom? Because where she live? Have you not seen her? I don't know. I mean, baby. Anyway, she wants to tell her mom about her book because in her book, she talks about how she feel she grew up and what happened to her in said house. And I said, okay. So she's like, mom, you know what I'm saying? And she also brought up how she feels like she has always been trying to prove herself to her mom, and she just doesn't feel, good enough for her mom. Now, clearly, Ashley and her mama have communication issues. Clearly, that was a different kind of upbringing, and neither of them would ever agree on what happened. Now, when she brings up how her, mom, I'm writing this book, it's about, being able to forgive people and move on and grow up from things of your past. It is also a chapter about accountability. And you can probably use that. I don't need that book for that. I am no dummy. Things that's done in the past should stay in the past. I was like, okay. The minute her mama said stuff that happened should stay there, I said, oh, she don't want to admit some things at the all. Now, I want to make one point. I've said before that people have said before, two people can live the same experience, but experience it in different ways. I feel like Ashley has her way of how she saw things. Her mama sees things totally different. And sometimes the two just you won't agree. You know, I'm not saying that's right, wrong, or indifferent, but once you told someone how you saw things happening and they just don't see it that way. And when you want to keep fighting to make your version of your experience their truth, it'll just keep fights because your truth does not have to be that other person's truth. Because you live your experience. I think the only thing that we are clear about is when she was 16 years old, her mama did leave the household. That part we know to be true. Ashley's feeling as 16-year-old Ashley is my mommy left me and I needed her. And my mom, that's her version of what she went through. She felt her mom left her, abandoned her, wasn't there for her. Her mama feels, did I leave the household and I wasn't physically in the household? Yes. Your sister was there, your god brother was there. I paid all the bills, and I was still there for you. But mama, you wasn't there. So her mama don't see that as abandonment. And let me give a reason why I think she could think that. I feel like parents of the past sometimes feel like if they took care of you financially, that in their mind they took care of you. I think that's what her mama think. Her mama also does not want to admit that she left that girl in that house at 16. I think the mama feel like, but I paid the bills. You weren't there alone. You knew where I was. And the mama feel like you were 16 years old, you was grown. I'm like, ma'am, 16 is not grown. I can tell that Ashley probably operated in a place of feeling like she was grown, but she knew she was a kid. And they would continually just disagree on that. I don't think that would ever be a common ground thing for them to, because the mama again feel like at that time you was grown, you was not alone. Okay, I paid all the bills. Hell, the house that they was in then is still the house the mom live in now. So the house stayed looking nice. The house did not look bad or whatever. And as he pointed, well, mom, I was a little girl. And saying I mean I looked grown, and I'm pretty sure that she acted grown, but I wasn't grown. You packed the bag and you left, and I did not see you for weeks. I was like, woo, okay. So her mom just have two different experiences, but they both, to me, say the same thing. Their reasonings for things are different. The mama feel like, well, I paid bills, so I was still taking care of you. And Ashley feel like, but you wasn't here for me. And I do wonder how old is her mom. I wonder, was her mom a young mom? Because sometimes if you have kids at 16 and you are now, it's now 16 years, so you're 36. You're 36, your child is 16. You may feel, no wait, what's 16 times? It's 32. You have a kid at 16. 16 years later, you are still a child yourself. You think your 16-year-old kid is grown because you was grown at 16. You know what I'm saying? I do wonder, like, how old was her mom? Because what made her feel like Ashley was grown at 16 enough for her to leave her and her sister and the god brother in the house alone to just live, and she just paid the bills. So they will never see that the same. I will say I'm happy that it didn't seem like her mom is like cold-hearted. Her mom is like a mean old lady. Her mom was like, man, F you. I feel like her mom also felt like, well, you had a good life. You wasn't alone. You did not have to fend for yourself. Like, I still took care of home. I just wasn't here. So I'm like, that's a lot. But I also feel like sometimes we as kids don't understand if our parents were not equipped to be parents. And then because they are not equipped to be parents and they do the best they can, we maybe don't understand why they did not do a better job. That is not an excuse for them doing things wrong. But sometimes if you don't know no better, you can't do better than what you know. The mom wasn't really denying Ashley's truth because she admitted she wasn't there. She admitted, I paid the bills, though. You know what I'm saying? The mom does not want to just admit, you know what? I did leave when I was with old boy or whatever, but I could have been. The mama just can't admit that for whatever reason it may be. But Ashley holding on to that is hurting her more than it would be if her mama said, I'm sorry. Because the mama then said, I'm sorry, I didn't know that hurt you. You didn't tell me. We didn't have that conversation. And we didn't talk about anything deep. So her mom did say she was sorry because she didn't know that she was hurt from that. But because the mama wouldn't say, I'm sorry because I left you in this house with your sister and your god brother, and I was living with so and so and so and so down the street. Because the mama did not give a full explanation of why she was sorry, Ashley was still upset. And again, we also can't get to a point to where if someone does not say exactly what we want them to say, their I'm sorry means less to us. And the fact that we know her mom have been fussing about this for years. Because when she talked to her friend Alicia, and Alicia said, every time y'all talk about this, y'all fight and y'all stop talking. So at some point, when Alicia said, at some point, you have to accept that your mama feel how she feel. She may never own how you see things. And if she never sees it that way, if she never owns up to it, you can't keep fighting with her about it. Because you know what your truth was. Yes, you needed help. Yes, you should not have asked for help with your kid. All of her feelings as a 16-year-old kid who's not a grown woman are valid. And her mama did not meet her with harshness. Her mom did not cuss her out. Her mama just felt like, I didn't abandon you, but you did. But she would admit, I still pay the bills. I just wasn't here. So it's a weird thing about, just mother-daughter bonds that never quite form. And then once you are both adults, it's just like two ships passing in the night. And, for me, because I have an amazing bond with my mama. But my mama also didn't leave me. So I guess for me, it'll be probably how I am with my birth father. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? He was there at first when him and mom was married. But like once they divorced, once he was out there in the streets, he wasn't around. So even now, me as an adult, we used to also butt heads because he would want to make excuses for why he wasn't there. And I just didn't see it. And it took me, I probably was my mid-30s when I had to realize I'm tired of fighting and arguing each time he attempts to make excuses for himself. I just said we can't keep talking about the past because it is what it is. And me and him, like, it ain't no beef now at all. But I'm not close with him at all. You know what I'm saying? I talk to him when I talk to him. I know where he at. We can talk and it's fine. But I had to get to a point where I was like, I'm not finna keep fussing with this man, because he sees his version of why he left and why he wasn't around. And I'm like, nigga, whatever. I know the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you have to get to that point of acknowledging, that's cool. And do I feel slighted that I don't have a father-daughter bond? No. Because my dad, the man who raised me, who passed away in 2014, that's my dad. So I did not miss out on having a two-parent household. I did not miss out on anything except what he missed out on because he wasn't around. But I want Ashley to get to the point to realize that her mama did what she did. And her mama, in my opinion, did more than my bio dad did. You know what I'm saying? The fact that mama still made sure they had a whole roof over their head and was taken care of, to me, could have been her misguided immaturity as an adult of thinking that's how you take care of kids. As long as you are paying for them to stay somewhere, even if you're not there, then that means, you good. They will probably need years of counseling. And even then, a mama may still not agree to how Athy saw things go. I was happy that she said, I love you. We all make mistakes. I didn't leave you, but you did. Okay. I've always been there for you. I have believed in you, whatever. I helped. The mama was like, I paid the bills. I paid the bills. But she made it clear, I love you. I love your sister. I love your kids. I love you. I love you. She just was, whatever happened when she turned 16. I feel like before she turned 16, the mama was fine. Because she doesn't complain much about anything except once she turned 16, things changed. So I do wonder, what I'm saying? This guy is crazy. But to me, Athy is for sure holding on to what happened then, and it's hindering her from moving on past it. She can't move past it. And that's the weird part. My parents did not see me as grown at 16. So I feel like each person lives their own life. Like, my parents were fully there for me growing up. You know what I'm saying? However, people I hung out with, like, once I was hanging out in these streets, once I turned like 17, like, the person I was hanging out with the most, her mom, was on drugs. Her mom didn't. We could be at the house drinking, smoking, partying. Her mama didn't care. We couldn't do that at my house. My house was not a party house. We had a family household. My mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. It was a family household. So I saw two sides of the same coin. Someone my same age whose father was not really around for them. Her mama was on drugs. Her house was the party house. She had always lived a party lifestyle her whole life. I just did not start hanging out with her until I was around 17. And then that's why I started drinking more, smoking a whole bad influence. So my point is, it's not general to where, Black mothers see their kids as grown. My mama did not. To this day, my mom still calls me her baby, and I'm 41 years old. So me being 16, 17, having parents who was really like on me, to be a good child, and to see a friend of mine who her household was just totally different. It was completely different. Like having boys over, all the time, drinking at drinking like liquor, you know what I'm saying? All the like hanging out all day. It was different over there. So I feel like I seen someone who parent saw them as, whatever. And my mom didn't do that. You could not come of our house and be drinking and smoking and hang. No, we're no boys. No, no, it was different. So, it just depends. So I wish them well though, because they would never agree on that subject or whatever. And Ash is gonna have to move on for them. Even her wanting her mom to have this mother-daughter bond, that may not ever happen because they see things two different ways. And I'm like, girl, let it be. Let it be. Let's do it. But I do think the way that Athy is, how she says she's a bitch, but she's nice. She's a 16-year-old girl trying to be grown still to this day. And I think to her, a way of trying to be grown with someone with attitude. So I do think that's why she is how she is. And she probably has never healed from that. And that's why she's still holding on to that. Okay. Irana and Jamie. Irana and Jamie was having a conversation about, her meeting up with Winter, Jamie not being a retired cop or whatever. It's really funny to me. Side note, it's really funny to me that Carlos King, the producer of the show, was so, talking stuff about Robin hiding the fact that Juan was cheating or whatever, and how people on these shows should be honest. The fact that no one knew Jamie's actual job was he was a cop, that part was kind of hid too. I'm like, but y'all hear stuff on the show as well. Anyway, Irena tells Jamie about how I met up with Winter, and Winter, had these receipts or whatever, about Jason or whatever, about us and Jason away. And when Jamie said, oh, so we're not ever supposed to like send him somewhere for him to get some independence or whatever, I feel like, again, the fact that they knew of these rumors, of these accusations, of them not fully raising Jason 24/7 his whole life, they were aware of this stuff already. So I don't get why they're upset that people sent that information to Winter. Because even Jamie said, oh, well, we not supposed to, send it. I was like, so y'all knew. So why y'all upset? I'm still confused. Anyway, when Jamie said, why you meet with her? Again, I don't understand. I wonder if at this point, when this stuff is happening, I don't know if at this point they knew that Monique and Chris were not filming the show anymore. Because we have not seen any of them find out or react to Monique and Chris not filming anymore. I do wonder if they felt like, well, Winter won't really be around, so we can kind of still be kind of mean or off-putting to her. So I do wonder if that's why they're kind of pushing against even really acknowledging Winter as if she matters. Because I'm looking like, Winter's on the show. I feel like Winter hasn't done anything so harsh that they should act like she doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And a part of me feel like, was this all, recorded before they knew Monique was not coming back? Because that's how you act towards somebody who you think you don't have to deal with. And I'm like, girl, Winter's here. Somebody that be. Anyway, but Jamie is very negative about it. You know what I'm saying? And him saying, well, if I see Winter, I'll address her myself. I feel like you don't have to. You don't have to. Again, y'all are both acknowledging that the stuff that she was sent, y'all already knew. Leave it be. Leave it alone. Stop it. Okay. Jamie, you're retired now. Put on some real shoes, take off them goddamn flip-flops or whatever, and stop having your mama-in-law cook for you. Get out my face, okay? Because you get on my nerves. Let's get to Ashley's surprise birthday party. Quick plan a surprise party for Anthony. Now the fact that she's like, I knew it. I knew it was not a surprise because everybody I know, no one tried to meet up with me. No one tried to make no plan to me. So that must have meant y'all was either horrible friends and family, or I'm having a party and y'all just ain't told me yet. Okay, so whatever. Party, 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 party. Now, while they're there, her friend, like a friend of hers, is told that the best friend, Alicia, got into a car accident. So, Alicia got into a car accident. She's okay. She totaled her car, but apparently she isn't hurt. So, Quick made the decision to not tell Ashley because, again, it's her birthday. Her friend is okay. The car is totaled, but she's okay. Okay, no one can get in contact with her. She's not answering the phone or whatever. I do wonder who called and told her friend. Because something like they didn't call Ashley, they didn't call Quick. They called the lady up there in the brown wig with the brown shirt right above Quick, over her shoulder. That's who somebody called. So I wonder who called her and why didn't nobody call Quick or Ashley. So that part was weird to me, but whatever. But again, I agree with Quick's decision to not tell Ashley. Period. Because it would have ruined her mood, it would have ruined her party. And as long as Alicia's okay, you have made sure she's okay, she isn't hurt, her car is totaled. Let her go home and get some rest. You can see her later on, okay? So she there, they chit chat now, okay? Because we have Quick, Ashley, Arena, and that is then the girl with the white braids, with the white outfit. That is her name Stella? Is it Stella or Sherelle? I think it's Sherelle. Sherelle, her husband Black, who was the producer dude for Winter, also the man who used to be in a group with Joy. And then, of course, we see Jamie on the end. So they kind of had two conversations, okay? They first bring up Joy, because Joy and Clifton was not there. They was on a trip somewhere. And Arena asked people, how y'all like Joy? Do y'all like Joy? I like Joy. Y'all like Joy? I like Joy, or whatever. So Sherelle then said, well, I don't really know Joy, but Joy was in a band with my husband. Okay. Black then say, well, we performed all over town. I was for years, I performed with her, whatever. But I think she now has an issue with me. He said, I think it's because, at the time I was dating her friend, and then things did not work out. I got with Sherelle. Is her name Sherelle? I think it's Sherelle. I got with my wife, and I think she's just upset because things did not work out. Joy, we find out, has blocked on social media both Sherelle. Is it Sherelle? I think it's Sherelle. Girl, I don't know. I think it's Sherelle. If her name ain't Sherelle, it's fine. You know what I mean, okay? Sherelle and Block she's blocked both of them on social media. So I'm like, okay, so that's going to be a bit messy later. So Arena then brings up how Joy felt some kind of way about Ashley grilling her on the whole, you got no mama, so why are you at the brunch thing or the foundation thing having a single mama conversation? And Ashley, who to me knows she'd be offensive sometimes how she talks. All I said was I just felt like she wasn't the mom. Dating is different when you have kids or whatever. So that was my only point. Is how you said it, and the eye rolling or whatever, and the consistent conversation about it. And when Raina said, well, she just felt like you never said like, well, oh, congrats. You went right into why you, or whatever. And it's like that was the point. Okay. But again, Ashley acting like, well, you know what? I wasn't trying to be funny. I wasn't. Yes, she was. Ashley was being Ashley. Okay. I'm leaving it be. Now, from that conversation, Jamie then thanks Quick for stepping in as a man, as a father, talking to little Jamie when it was fighting at Jason's party. Okay, thank you for stepping up, because Jane was having a little whatever. Thank you so much. Arena brings up how, when she talked to little Jamie and he sends her messages or whatever, he talks to her and he brought up how he doesn't feel worthy to be here. Okay. And when Arena said that her son tells her how he feels and how he feels like he isn't worthy enough to be here, we all know those are trigger words. You hear me? Jamie cuts her off as she's talking to say, Jamie, little Jamie was a bum. You know, he's just a bum. I'm like, not he a bum. What kind of parent? Girl, it's just harsh. It's just harsh to me. And when Effie then brings up, I've been called many names by my mom, and it doesn't feel good or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I did not feel appreciated, and it's hurtful to hear as a child when your parent calls you names. So that is probably hurtful to him. And I feel like if Jamie is saying this to us on camera, he probably says words to little Jamie in an argument. And to me, I feel like little Jamie feels how he feels because of how harsh his father is. Because for a grown man to say on national television in front of all these people, your son is a bum, and after your wife said he don't feel like he's worthy of being here, I'm like, nigga, you crazy? Now, Jamie then says, man, he just seeking attention. He just wants attention. He's been saying that since he was 16. And when Quick said in his interview, in his confessional, he said people don't realize that, that things don't happen until they happen. Meaning someone may not take themselves out until they take themselves out. They can be talking about it for a long time, and then boom, it happens, and you've been ignoring it for years, making it seem like, oh, he just talking. A lot of folks deal with years of depression and sadness and emotional stuff until they can't anymore. And then you think back about what they were saying. They've been saying little stuff for years that you did not listen to until it was too late. Okay? But Jane, he's a spoiled brat, and people like us, like me and Quick, we got money, and we make money, and we then spoil our kids or whatever, and our kids feel entitled. And I'm like, nigga, what? He then said in his confessional that no one at the table can tell him about his son because they had not known his son for more than a year. So none of them can speak on whatever's going on with little Jamie. Now, when Ashley brings up how, first of all, Ashley said she OD'd off of Motrin, but Jamie ain't listening. And she trying to say, fool, I tried to take myself out, and you not hearing me say your son could have a whole bunch more going on that you ain't listened to. Jamie is going to get tore up at the reunion. To me, he's probably getting tore up on social media. And I've seen some of his posts of him saying how you not get so much support and all these people on social media. Nigga, if you don't understand that what you're saying is really ignorance because you're ignoring outcries for help. Is little Jamie spoiled? Yes, but he also could still be depressed and have mental issues that needs to be addressed. And right, if he's spoiled, whose fault is that? Sir, it's yours. You could not want to help him financially, but also get the nigga some help from a doctor some damn well, okay? But they then change the story again and things move on and they all partying. But ask, like, where the fuck is my best friend? Where is my best friend? Where is she? So Quick has to pull her to the side to say, hey, she's fine. She's okay. But she got into an accident. Her car was totaled. I did not want to tell you because I did not want to ruin the night. Okay, she's okay. She's fine, but she crashed her car. Now the fact that he had to like calmly say it to her, and she still got pissed at him for not telling her. And I felt two different ways. If someone knew Karla crashed her car and it was totaled, and they did not tell me, yes, I would be upset. I would be. However, I would not take out my frustration and aggravation on my spouse. I feel like the fact that he made sure the friend's okay, but she crashed the car, so she's a little bit aggravated with it, so she's not really talking to anybody. It's like, girl. But when Quick was like, Quick was calmly talking to her, it's okay. I know I didn't tell you. I did not want to ruin your night, but I made sure she was fine. And it's okay, but she's not answering her phone, but she's okay. So what do you want to do? Quick, leave me alone. Just stop, okay? You have no. She said your friendships are fucked up, and you have no real friends. So leave me alone. I was like, why you got what? Ashley has mean girl tendencies at all times, because why? Now he ain't got no friends. If I'm Quick friend, I'm like, damn, Quick ain't my friend, because his wife said his friendships are fucked up. So damn, well, we not. It's like it was her saying you couldn't understand how upset I am because you don't have you don't have a friendship like I have with Alicia. Is that Alicia? I think so. And to me, it's the same thing she did when they was talking about them raising their son. How she told him, "You don't know how I am as a mom because you didn't have one." I feel like she consistently throws stuff that she had in his face that he don't really have, like your mom at a 10, so you don't get how mothering goes. You know what I'm saying? You can't get how me being upset about my friend because you don't have no friends. I was like, well, damn, ain't y'all friends? I don't like it. I just don't get how people don't see how she is. Like she has her cool moments. I no longer dislike anyone from this show. Jamie gets on my fucking nerves the most, but I don't dislike anyone. But I do feel like Ashley has bad person tendencies that people ignore, because she didn't have to snap on him like that, because he didn't do shit wrong. He was trying to make sure she enjoyed her day, because her knowing wasn't gonna stop nothing. It would have made her, because her whole mood changed the minute she found out. She wouldn't have been able to enjoy herself, because your friend is fine. Someone made sure y'all knew that she was fine, and the fact that she didn't instantly leave the party, to me, means she still stayed. Thank you, HFG, for the super sticker. So it's weird to me that, she kind of just cussed her fussed at her husband and told him he ain't nothing and he ain't got no real friends. So he wouldn't know. I was like, girl, it's messy. Okay, it's messy. Anyway, y'all, that was it. Okay, that was the whole episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it again. I don't think I'm going to do these lives. I think I'm going to do them as premieres and just premiere them on Sundays at 5. Okay. Because I just think that. But I will be live tonight at 10 o'clock after Potomac 4A. It's gonna be a live after show chit chat. Okay. I'm not taking no detail notes. We're gonna just discuss things from the show. And allegedly Robin is supposed to be on Watch What Happens Live tonight after, so we'll see. But 10 p.m. tonight, I will be live for a little chit chat after show of Potomac, and then tomorrow I will have at 9 o'clock we'll have a Grammy review. Everything Grammys, okay. Thank you. So I'm coming and it's cussing because I didn't know we was I didn't know we was here. Yeah, every Sunday, we be around here. Most stuff is always set up, but thank you. I know we around here. We show enough around here. You can watch the replay, because it's gonna be a whole replay. But yes, we weren't. But yeah, I think going forward on Sundays, I'm going to premiere my DC review at like 5. But I will see y'all tonight at 10 for a Potomac chit chat, and I'll see you tomorrow for a Grammys review, because everything Grammys. The Grammys is on tonight, okay? But I love you all. Okay, do not forget to comment in the comment section. Go out the replay. Comment in the comment section. Do not forget to follow me on social media wait, girl, follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on ID, also on Twitter. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and again, comment in the comment section. I will talk to y'all later on tonight. Gotta go. Bye.